And a very big welcome from me. I'm Alex, founder of Neurotopia CIC, and this is episode number 3 of our collaborative podcast with Neurological Natters. I'm pleased to be joined by Kelsey Norbury, who I'm meeting for the first time today, and we will be discussing Kelsey's business, which is diverse skincare formulations, an exciting and niche range in all the right ways. First, can you tell me a bit about yourself, Kelsey, and how you're doing today?
Hello, thank you so much for inviting me to come on here. I really do appreciate being able to tell everyone all about my new skincare range. So yeah, I'm a nurse. I got my degree when I was about 30, I started my education. And then in 2019, I then left the NHS and started a real successful aesthetics clinic that I have in my hometown of Louth. And then when COVID hit, that's when I then started to develop my skincare brand, which is where I am today.
Wow, that's amazing. What inspired you to create your skincare range, and when did you actually start trading?
So it completely happened by accident. When COVID hit, being ADHD, I had an awful lot of time on my hands. So being sat there doing nothing, just being around the children and being stuck in four walls. So I found myself starting to go down the rabbit hole of researching and reading into things. I wanted to bring a skincare brand into the clinic for my aesthetic side of things. And when I looked into this, it just cost so much money and there was so much out there. It was all real sales. And I thought, I could do this myself, I can develop my own skincare brand. So started looking at what ingredients actually do work on our skin, and there's a very small amount that does compared to all the ingredients that are out there. And then I started to formulate my products, and I tested them on myself and my daughter, who are neurodivergent, and then I tested them on my clients, which are neurotypical, and I just majorly noticed a huge difference of what we expected from our skincare compared to the neurotypicals. So it just sort of happened from there. It was a complete accident, but it was the best accident I've ever had because I'm thoroughly enjoying the process.
That's really interesting. You talk about the differences between neurotypical skin and neurodivergent. What are the differences that you've noticed between the two?
So I think the biggest thing is we are programmed to look for skincare products down to our skin concerns. But no matter who you are in the world, our cells all work exactly the same. So really, you don't notice much in people's skins. It's more of the expectation of that individual. So my daughter doesn't like anything sticky. So for her, buying any products that had that sticky sensation to it, she would wash her hands immediately and she couldn't even pop it on her skin. Whereas my neurotypical clients weren't bothered by the sensory issues. They'd just slap anything on and they would be fine with that. Where for me, it was all about the smells and the scents. And I like really thick, oily things because I like that feeling of massaging products into my skin. Because I've got those sensory issues, I'm not really a hugger. I don't really like that affection. So really just popping those skincare products on me is my way of just soothing and calming myself. So for me and my daughter, we both had completely different ideas of what a skincare product does for us, whereas the neurotypicals, that didn't even come into their consideration. Is this product going to work for my skin concern? And that was their only idea.
Wow, so you talk about sensory differences. That's really interesting. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the sticky stuff. And it's great that you're actually fulfilling that niche because there's nothing out there. But until I heard of you, I didn't think of any neurodiverse kind of skincare at all. What is the most common skin complaint that you've come across from people that are shopping for your products?
So the biggest complaint that I get is people that are neurodivergent, they struggle to keep in a routine and they struggle to be able to do a skincare regime that's regimented morning and evening every single day of the week. I have major burnouts. Like Friday is the day that I give myself to just don't do anything, don't think, don't go on my social media, don't do any work. And on those days, I allow myself that I don't do my skincare routine. I just take that stress away from me. So for the neurodivergent people, it was more like they felt like they'd let themselves down because they weren't cleaning their skin. And then are they going to get spots? And is their skin going to get wrinkles? And are they not doing themselves any favour? So more than anything, it was really just taking that pressure off people. where you can say, look, it's fine if you miss a day, just watch Netflix on that day. You don't need to wash. Whereas neurotypical, they're a lot more regimented, and they'll keep to that skincare routine, and they're quite happy to do a 10-step program. But for us, that can be really overwhelming. And once again, it's just another thing that we let ourselves down on a daily basis.
Oh, absolutely. I've struggled with a skincare routine. I've had acne my entire life since I was 10 years old. Yeah. And I know that it's more common in ADHD as well, actually, when you look at the statistics online.
So when we think of that, 80% of our skin health comes from what we eat and drink. So if only 20% of our skin health is we're relying on our skincare products, if we have something like acne, rosacea, eczema, we'll buy all of these products thinking they're going to help, but they're only going to help that 20%. And really what we need to do is look at our diet. And it's one of the biggest things that I do talk about within the skincare brand. If you're going to use something like a vitamin C on your skin, then also eat those apples. Vitamin C is really, really good for our neurotransmitters. So let's get it from both angles instead of just putting all of that pressure on your skincare products.
Oh, absolutely. It's about cleansing from the inside, isn't it, as well?
Absolutely, yeah.
It definitely works. You need to tackle both, don't you?
You do.
What kind of products do you sell? Is it a wide range for all skin types? Do you sell any supplements as well, or is it purely skincare?
So this was another really big complication that I found with the skincare products is people were very much asking for like the skin concerns and, what products do I use for this and what products do I use for that? So I simplified it. If 50 different people of all different genders, ages and skin types came to buy the products, they would all be buying exactly the same products because we're treating your skin health rather than your skin concern. But those 50 people might use those products slightly differently. So for me, my cleansing oil is the one product that I use morning and night time, but say Protect, which is quite a strong vitamin C, I perhaps only use that 3 times a week. Where if you used it, you might say, I'm only going to use the cleansing oil twice a week, and you might use a vitamin C every day. So really it's about the skin health rather than the skin concern. There are 4 products, and in each section, every time you go to purchase a product, you just purchase one from each section. There's 4 stages, that is it. So we don't overcomplicate it. If you're buying a different cleansing oil every single time you purchase a product, you're getting those variety of vitamins and minerals and all those nutrients that you need on the skin, rather than thinking, this is what I've got to buy because my skin's greasy. A lot of people that will come into the clinic will say, I've got really greasy skin, but it's actually because their skin's dry. Your body wants to find its equilibrium. It's going to produce more oil on the skin. If you're buying products for oily skin, it's just going to strip that oil away and you just get caught up in that horrible cycle. So I try to greatly step away from skin concern, and it's all about skin health. So it's simple. Same products for every single person. We just use them slightly differently.
Oh, that's great. A lot of that rings true with the whole people. When they start using oil, it can actually help their balance.
Yeah, oil attracts oil, and a lot of people will be like, I've got oily skin, I've got acne, I can't use that. That is what you should be using. Oil attracts oil. It's the only thing that can break through your makeup, your grease, your dirt, and it's just the cleansing oil is all we use. We take it off with the flannel. We don't need to wash our face, so we're cutting out loads of steps there.
That's a lot of good knowledge there for me. Is that your most popular best-selling product, do you think, the cleansing oil? And why do you think that that's the most popular?
I would say it definitely is the most popular one. I think it's because it's a safe product that people maybe are used to. They recognise it. They hear what a cleansing oil does for our skin without really having to be educated. So I find that that's the most popular one that people will start with. Once they get into that routine, they trust that the product works. It does what I say it's going to do. It is helping people on that daily basis. Then they'll start to then trust the brand, trust me, and then they'll start to buy other products as well.
Oh, yeah.
As well with the cleansing oil, very much for me, when I started doing my education, I was a single mum with 3 children. So it was very, very, very stressful. It's been the hardest thing in my life, being neurodivergent, bringing children up. And sometimes the only time I had to myself was in the bathroom. I used to just strip my clothes off and say, I'm naked. And it would be the only way the kids would not walk in and disturb me, even though I was fully dressed. But that sometimes was the only time that I could look in the mirror and I'd rub those oils. And because it was an oil, it would take that time to rub into my skin. And I could go, you've got this today. Just be positive. Like, don't lose your patience with the kids this morning. And, you're going to uni and you're going to get your degree. And So it is taking that time for yourself morning and evening to just reset yourself for the day, which is another reason why I chose an oil rather than something that was watery or something that, was creamy, because it makes you take 5 minutes to rub that in, look at yourself in the mirror and take that time.
Oh, I love that. Real self-care there. And that's really important.
Self-prescription is so important. Once you can help yourself, then you can allow other people to help you.
At the Thrive Tribe, we believe everyone deserves the chance to soar. Whether you're an individual seeking self-improvement or a business aiming for success, we've got you covered. Personalised coaching. Unlock your potential with our expert coaches. One-on-one guidance tailored to your unique goals. Learn flexibly online. Boost your skills from Microsoft Office mastery to work-based expertise. Lifelong learning? We've got the keys. So whether you're an aspiring professional, a business leader, or simply hungry for growth, join the Thrive Tribe today. Visit thethrivetribe.com and let's ignite your journey. Remember, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. The Thrive Tribe, where potential meets possibility.
Hey there, Lincolnshire business owners. Struggling to be found online? Still buried on page 3 of Google? Wondering if anyone's even looking? Well, stop stressing and join the Lincolnshire Business Directory. It's completely free to join, and you'll finally start getting noticed. Think of it like shouting from the hilltops, but digitally. Want to really make a splash? For just £99, you can upgrade to a premium listing and get in front of more eyes. You'll be the talk of the town. It's super easy. Pick a plan, create your listing, and boom, you're live. Customers will be finding you faster than you can say SEO. Head to www.lincolnshirebusinessdirectory.co.uk. Don't miss out. Your customers are waiting.
Have you had much feedback so far from clients on your products?
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, even the neurotypical clients are like, gosh, I absolutely love your products. They're so easy to use, and it takes the stress out not having to do it every day. So as an all-round, it does. I had a lady message me this morning on the way here. She didn't know me, doesn't know anything about my brand, but just came across me on Facebook. It's took her about 2 years to buy my products. Like, that's how long it takes people to trust you. And she's just messaged saying, I have bought the most expensive skincare, medical grade skincare, and she finally bought the whole range, and she said, I've woke up this morning feeling like and looking like I've had a chemical professional facial because her skin was so amazing. And as far as I know, she's neurotypical as well. So yeah, feedback every time. Once people trust you, the feedback every time is always incredibly positive.
Yeah. So
and as well for the neurotypicals, because we are acknowledging them where, we can sometimes, or the neurodivergent, should I say, we're acknowledging that need, which we like. We like to be seen.
Completely inclusive. That's great. Yeah. It's not just for the diverse, but you have created that little niche.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
And can I just say, Kelsey sat here in front of me. She's got beautiful skin. It's absolutely beautiful. So I definitely want to try your cleansing oil.
Please do. Yeah.
How do we go about buying it? Have you got a website?
Yeah. So there is a website. If you just Google, ADHD skincare, autistic skincare, neurodivergent skincare, we come straight up. There is absolutely no other brand worldwide that does this. I've spoke to people from Canada, America. I'm doing a podcast this week with a lady from Australia, and there is nothing like this anywhere. So you can Google us and you can find that on the website, or you can follow us on any social media platform, and the links are all on there as well. It is quite self-explanatory, the website, but if anyone's ever confused or not too sure what to do, then always send us either an email or through social media, and we'll help anybody to get started.
That's really exciting, and it must be really exciting for you as this founder of this business that there's nothing else like it.
No, I've got a very obsessive personality, which I think we're all a bit like that, aren't we, with ADHD and autism? So I sometimes do find it hard to just switch off from it. There are other things in the world, but I get so much enjoyment out of it. And even if I did this for the next 30 years, I would be so grateful and so happy to be able to carry on with doing my skincare, definitely. definitely.
Oh, that's lovely. And that brings me to my question, actually, what has been your biggest challenge with running your business so far? Because it sounds like you're a very busy person, you're a mum. You're neurodivergent yourself, so you have those challenges.
I would say the biggest challenge, and I was not expecting this at all, is having that rejection sensitivity disorder. When you're trying to build a brand within our community, and our community is very much about we're all inclusive and we don't judge and, we're all acceptant, to then try and come into our community with a brand and people give you that slight rejection. I would say that's been the hardest thing. I went to an awards ceremony a couple of weeks back and we didn't win, which is fine. I'm a fully grown woman, I understand that, but the rejection sensitivity from it, I had to take a few days to just try and switch off to sort of recuperate myself. So I would say that is the hardest challenge. My mind knows what to do, but your heart and your soul and whatever happens in the body, it's really difficult. And it is just cuddling the dog. I find that she definitely helps me, or going and having a walk up in the mountains, or going to the gym, just try my hardest to find things to be able to balance out. But as for any other normal people, if I can say that, anyone else in business that has a rejection, and probably they don't react the way we do, so I'd say that is the hardest.
It is hard. Rejection is.
It really is.
Especially as an ADHD entrepreneur, we tend to put our heart and soul, as you said, into the business.
It really is, yeah.
So it's even more of a rejection because you're putting so much into it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you hold out, I feel like an award will be coming your way. You definitely deserve it, because to be the founder of something where there's absolutely nothing like it, I think that definitely deserves some recognition.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for that.
Have you got any plans to develop future products or additional services? And if so, how are you going to go about doing this?
Yep. So when I, in 2019, started my aesthetics clinic, and then the skincare brand then evolved, it really was only maybe the beginning of this year that I thought I've got to put some time into this. So I ended up employing a PA, Charlotte, who is like the neurotypical part of the business. And she has been an absolute game changer. She's done all the things that I was really struggling in doing. I can think of ideas, I can put them together, I can talk all day long about them, but trying to do all of that typewriting behind the scenes, appointments, all of that, absolutely useless. So I think looking forward, finding people like that to join the business is going to be what will take us to the next step each time. I am who I am, and I know what all my great strengths are. So it's really finding my weaknesses and then figuring out who we can put in there. A salesperson might be good, and all that behind the scenes. Yet the brands will always be evolving, because I'm always finding new things. Like tallow is a brand new thing that's coming up into an awful lot of skincare products. So in January there's a tallow balm that's going to be coming out. I didn't think about that until a couple of months ago, and then you see it and you read all about it and I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. So yeah, without a doubt, they'll always be evolving, but it's making sure that we keep it to what the brand's about. Skin health, 4 sections, simplifying it. And also the bottles in which I use are very important. So I don't have anything with lids. They're all twist bottles. They're double barreled, so nothing's glass. So if we drop it, my Hoover is the best smelling Hoover it is in the country from all the perfume bottles I've smashed in the bathroom. So it's finding the right packaging to go with the right products. So with the tallow balm, I know it is going to be thick. So I'm trying to find a product where there's maybe a little spoon where we can grab it out. So people might not like it under their nails, and thinking of all the sensory issues and things like that go along with it. So yeah, absolutely, there's always going to be new things coming, but just making sure it's for our community.
I love all the thought that's gone into this. Like,
no wonder I'm so worn out all the time.
Absolutely, you do need to take a break from time to time. But I think that's amazing. And the thing with ADHD and building your business is, like you say, it's always going to be fluid. There's always going to be things that you can do to build on it. I'm thinking, as a habitual makeup user, could you maybe branch out into healthy makeup? This is the thing that I would love to see, because there's so many makeup that flare up conditions. make things worse. So I'd love to.
And that does take me back to, if we have skincare and eat the right food for healthy skin, the reason why people wear makeup is because they're covering their skin up because they don't like it. Well, if you have really good skin, you won't ever need to wear makeup again. So just maybe an SPF with a slight tint to it or something, you could get away with. So yeah, definitely.
And SPFs are so sticky though, I have to say. Like I've never found an SPF that I actually like to use. So that's
with my SPF, I have to put step 4 on the face oil, and as soon as that's on and it's nice and lubricated, then I can put my SPF on. But if the oil dries slightly and then I put it on, I can't do the stickiness. So you definitely find these little routines that work for our sensory issues. So yeah, try that next time. Bit of oil underneath.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that you've said, I've taken it all in. It's amazing stuff. And what you said before about having a break as well, because we feel guilty for not being part of that strict regime, but your face has natural oils, doesn't it? And it's good to give it that time to breathe, to
rebalance it. Because it's always our face that's affected with like eczema and rosacea and spots and all this types of thing, and it never really is anywhere else in our body, but we don't do anything else to our bodies. Yet the amount of stuff that we pop on our face, and nowadays there's these tweenies that are out there getting skincare. I just dread to think what their skin's going to be like as they get older, and the brands that you see them using just full of perfumes and silicones and peg ingredients and all of these products that are just so bad for their skin. So yeah, definitely you have to. Our body will always find its equilibrium. It's forever healing and fixing itself, so I let it do its job.
Yeah. Oh, very wise words there. Thank you so much. That's been really helpful. Anything you'd like to add before we finish about your healthcare, skincare?
Yeah, so I think just to really go over that, 80% of our skin health is what we eat and drink, and I think with self-prescription, it really, really is an important thing that yes, your skincare product should be part of your day-to-day routine, but get that food and get that right energy inside your body, and your skin really will thank you for it. So I think the two things go hand in hand, and it really, really is important. And I do think more skincare brands should talk in that way, and not just make people believe that by buying a few products it's going to fix and heal everything for them. And certainly as a neurodivergent, I'm somebody who's chosen not to take medication, so me having to have that discipline and be incredibly strict with my routine and with my eating and drinking and everything else that goes hand in hand, my skin thanks me for it, in the end. So yeah, I think that should be really drawn on is how important our diet is as well.
Very important. Yeah, drinking lots of water.
Yes, yeah.
Taking care of yourself, your gut.
Yes. Our gut health is our second brain. Our serotonin and dopamine's made in there, 90% of it. And also our skin is the last organ of our body to receive any H2O. So drinking water, as a rule, it's about 2 litres a day. So you need to get that into your body. Yep.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kelsey.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's been absolutely fascinating talking about this with you today.
Good.
Please follow the Neurotopia CIC Facebook page and the Links Lives Natters Facebook page if you haven't already. A huge thanks to Shelley and Mark, the technical team, and Dom as well. And I'd also like to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. I'm going to take a break in December, and I hope you all get a chance to have a rest as well, especially you, Kelsey.
Thank you.
A huge thanks to you all for listening. Well, let's keep talking and listening on this important subject. Thank you, Kelsey.
Thank you.